Hello, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Um, Here it's 2 p.m. In Toronto, and today I just want to share with you a book that I've read. It's called Power of Now, written by a very famous author called Eckhart Tolle, and the book is about living in the moment. I just share with you some of the extracts from the book and the lesson that at least has helped me making my life a bit more happy as I've witnessed in my recent past. So the book talks about the fact that people live in the past or in the future. People do not live in present. The past that they have witnessed and the future they haven't seen. In reality, all we have is now. There's you can never experience, or you can never experience a future in your life, because the moment you're into the next moment, that future becomes present. Past is just a dwelling. Past is just a burden on your in your head, which you cannot change. We always feel that this life is means to an end. So most of the time we are just thinking as we are going along in life. We are taking this step, and the next step will be this euphoria moment. Guess what? It never happens, because the next time you move into the next moment, that moment becomes present. So you never reach that end, and you're always thinking about that end, which you would never be able to experience. So you're always, however, you're still living in this euphoria, that you're just moving towards the right end. You're just moving towards that aha moment, and it never happens. You're always in present. Antagonistic about present. So by virtue of our thought process, we have made present as an antagonistic moment, and we have made present as our enemy, because we are always looking towards this other state that we want to be in. There's a thing called voice in our head. So it has happened because there's a thing called there is a constant monologue or dialogue happening in our mind, and it is with all of us. So some of us may have seen that crazy person walking on the street, talking to himself loudly, and we say that, okay, look at this crazy guy going. In reality, if you ever think, we always on and pretty much all of us have this voice in our head. We are always thinking about it. It's just that we are not thinking aloud. So there's not a big difference between that crazy person and us. And all of this is happening because of this thing called overthinking. So thinking is not a bad thing. Thinking is something that human beings have evolved for the last millions of years. The thing that is problematic is this thinking has taken over us. So we feel that we are our thoughts. In reality, we are not our thoughts. We are a separate entity, and our thoughts are is a different entity. So uh, this thought process has really created confusion in our lives. All of this overthinking and voice in your head and living in the future is related to a concept called unconsciousness. Unconsciousness means a constant stream of thoughts. So there is no stoppage in those thoughts. So you're always pondering about past, regretting about past, and finding that euphoria moment in the future. So this constant stream of thoughts keeps you away from present. There's also a discussion about awakening. So awakening is when you are somehow able to distinguish between yourself and distinguish between yourself and your thoughts. So the moment someone is able to do that, it's called awakening. So you're awakened, and you know that this stream of thoughts are it's a different thing, and you are a separate entity. So as we discussed a few minutes ago, that this unhappiness is mainly caused by this voice in our head, which is causing us to be in this unconscious state. And most of the time, people are complaining about things. Life and story of my life. You may have heard people, or maybe our friends or family, talking about story of my life, that it's a complaining mode. Life has provided me such and such situations. I have been deprived of my fair share in life. I was not taken seriously. I was people made jokes about me, and they associate themselves with those stories, and they think that this story of our life is all around you. So there's a difference between and a very important thing, a difference between life and story of your life. Story of your life is only a situation that you have witnessed in the past, experienced in the past, and thinking about and projecting those thoughts into the future. But life is now. Life is the moment. Life is present moment. So a clear distinction between life and story of my life has to be made. So in summing it up, thinking happens, and it's a very important thing to be discussed. You don't think, thinking happens. Just like heart beats, you don't make the heart beat. So the resolution to all this euphoria, to all this to all these anomalies, is to find a way whereby we are able to distinguish between us and our thoughts, distinguishing between life and the story of my life. And this excessive thinking on a constant basis is a destructive mode. So the essence to all that is having a positive attitude. If you have a positive attitude towards your present moment, life will bring positive circumstances to yourself. So all in all, life is now. Life is not in the future. Life is not in the present. Try to live in the moment. Try to be happy, and if possible, read this great book, Power of Now. Thank you.